Hi, I'm Phil. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while, it's been a hot minute, but thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to be bringing you something a little bit different. You know, people often do things like their Apple playlist or their Spotify playlist. And I thought, well, I don't really listen to streaming unless I'm previewing something, but when I sit down and listen, I like to do records and I listen to back-to-back records. Usually I don't do just one record and then I'm done. I usually do a few, maybe take notes, listen to the lyrics, write reviews. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to create a record playlist. So going into the weekend, I'm going to try to do this weekly. I'm going to provide what I think are good records to listen to for your record playlist. I'm going to pick 5 to start and see how we do there. And I'm always going to try to have a theme around it, something that connects them or something that they have in common. And today is going to be like a 7 degrees of something. So I want to get us started by reminding you to subscribe and like. I'm almost, for me, it's a big number. I'm almost at 400. I'm gonna hit that 500 and beyond. But I thank you for those of you who are subscribed and who do regularly tune in. And please leave comments. I look forward to the comments. One of my videos that has like 15,000 views gets lots of comments and they're always negative. I don't understand why people. It's my one about the MoFi sleeves, but yeah, it is what it is. But thanks for being here nonetheless. All right. I'm going to call this playlist. I don't know what I'm going to call it. I guess I'll have to wait until I title this video, and you'll already know because you're watching it what I title it. But to get us started, I'm going to recommend that you give a spin to Dire Straits and their self-titled debut album. This album, of course, features Mark Knopfler on guitar and David Knopfler on rhythm guitar, John Illsley on bass, and Pick Withers on drums. Down to the Waterline leads us off on this album, takes us right into Water of Love, Setting Me Up, Six Blade Knife, I'm sorry, Southbound Again. That is the first side. And then you turn it off to that second side, and one of my favorite songs of all time, The Sultans of Swing, just comes out swinging. In the Gallery, Wild West End, and closing it out with Lions. Fantastic record. Came out from the Warner Brothers label, 1981, I believe it was. 1978, I apologize. 1978. But give this a listen. Now, after you're done listening to this, you're going to think, boy, I really love that Mark Knopfler. He's a fantastic guitarist. Wonder what he's done besides solo and Dire Straits. Well, I'm here to answer you because number 2 on my playlist for today is going to be another great album, a fantastic jazz type record to listen to. And this comes from the following year, 1980. And of course, that is going to be Steely Dan and Gaucho. Another fantastic album. Incidentally, would be the last for this iteration of the band for quite some time. But a fantastic follow-up to Aja, or Asia, however you're supposed to pronounce that. But a fantastic record. I recommend you put this on. But right out the gate, we got Babylon Sisters, Hey 19, Glamour Profession, and that's side 1. Side 2, of course, is the title track Gaucho, Time Out of Mind, My Rival, and That World Man. Absolute beautiful sounding. What do they call this? Yacht rock, I guess. But it's a jazz yacht rock. It's very, very cool and filled with musicians galore, which is, I guess, one of the contentions in the band itself is that they no longer were simply writing their own stuff, but they were having all these guest musicians. But I think that's for the better. But nonetheless, uh, if you were a fan of Rob Mousney, the pianist, playing piano on many of the tracks on this, then I've got the next record for you. You can follow this up with another fantastic output from the same era. Pretty much all of these records are going to come from the same era. Of course, this record comes from 1984. It's a soundtrack record, and it's got many, many different artists and many different songs on it. Side 1 primarily. Of course, I'm talking about the Against All Odds soundtrack. Now, the Against All Odds soundtrack is funny because I haven't seen the film since my youth. It came out in the 1980s, of course. I said 1984, and I never remembered who was in it. And then I'm looking at my jacket here as I'm listening to the album, and I realize that's Jeff Bridges. That's the dude. I can't believe it, man. But fantastic. From King Kong. That's Jack from King Kong. But fantastic soundtrack. Now, right out the gate, you've got Against All Odds by Phil Collins. And that track, of course, features Rob Mousney on piano. And then we've got Violet and Blue by Stevie Nicks. We've got Walk Through the Fire by Peter Gabriel. We've got Balcony by Stuart Adamson. Making a Big Mistake by Mike Rutherford. And My Male Curiosity by August Darnell. So yeah, you guessed it. This is basically a Genesis reunion album. It's basically a Genesis The Solos album on side one. But then we got side two, is all of the instrumental, the actual score from Larry Carlton and Michael Colombier. Fantastic soundtrack. I'm going to have to give this another view. But you can follow this up with, of course, how could I not come back to Phil Collins himself? Virtuoso, just absolute amazing drummer. Now, this, of course, is going to have many of those synthesized drums or electronic drums and not the raw sound, but this is a great album. The third of his just stellar output that he put out, this is his third album, comes from 1985. Only You Know and I Know, Long, Long Way to Go, I Don't Want to Know, One More Night. Great way to end side one, taking us right into side two, Don't Lose My Number. Absolutely stellar banger song. Who Said I Would? Doesn't Anybody Stay Together Anymore? Inside Out and Take Me Home. Another fantastic track with a bunch of guest vocalists. And why doesn't the Atlantic 75 put this out as well? I'd really like to have Analog Productions tap into this. The first two that they did, goodness, man. Anyways, the first two of his albums, fantastic additions from Analog Productions. Come on, give us some more, will you? But anyways, that last track, Take Me Home, of course, features the vocals. A few other tracks on there do as well, but none other than Sting. So that would bring us to The Police and their final output, Synchronicity. And of course, side one, memorable in its own right, but it's side two that really shines here. Side two, we've got the first track is Every Breath You Take, of course, King of Pain, Wrapped Around Your Finger, and Tea in the Sahara. Absolutely banger album, amazing album. And you can even go one up on me here and try to get all 50 versions of the covers or whatever. This is the original multiple variant covers. Marvel, see, you have nothing. They did it first. Anyways, absolutely amazing playlist. I highly recommend those 5. Give them a spin this weekend. Leave your comments down below. Do you think that I chose well for this week's listening enjoyment, this playlist? Let me know what you'd like to see in the future, what kind of playlists, and we'll see if I'm able to throw that together. Thanks so much for tuning in. Sit back, relax, grab that cup of coffee, or not if you gave up for Lent, and enjoy the magic that are in these grooves. I'll see you next time.